Hello students, welcome you all to class 12th. I, Mrs. Neeraj Verma, your biology teacher, will be taking your online lessons. Today we are going to start with our first unit of 12th class, that is reproduction. It carries 14 marks in CBSE board examination. Now let's begin with the first chapter of this unit, that is reproduction in organism. Every organism can live only for the certain period of time. That certain period of time means the lifespan. It is defined as a period of time from birth to the natural death of an organism. So natural death is basically the key word of that is lifespan. Every organism has a certain lifespan. For example, butterfly can live only for 1 to 2 weeks and the banyan tree can live for 200 years. So this variation and the difference between each and every living organism and still the life continue. This can be possible only by only one biological process, that is known as reproduction. Reproduction we never include in our life processes because it is not important for our survival, but it is very important for the continuity of our species. What is reproduction? Reproduction is defined as biological process in which an organism gives rise to young ones or offsprings of their own kind, and there is a cycle of birth, growth and death. So significance of reproduction, that why this process is very important. It is necessary for the continuity of species. This is the only process which is responsible for the variation in the population. You can see a number of different individuals and its inheritance to the future generations. Every living organism reproduces by its own mode of reproduction, but that depends upon its habitat. Habitat means the place where they live, and internal physiology of organism, that how they are going to be form the particular functioning. So based on this particular category, we have divided the reproduction into two types. Number one is asexual and number two is sexual. So first we will discuss about the asexual reproduction, and their features are: number one, uniparental. Uniparental means the single parent is involved, no male and female, only one cell will be there. Number two, it does not involve the formation and the fusion of gametes. Number third, it involves only the meiotic division, which means the equational division is there. So one cell will divide into the two cells having a same number of the chromosomes. All the individuals produced are genetically identical to the parent and they referred to as a clones because they are dividing by the meiotic division. They are showing the equational division, same number of chromosomes they are showing, so they are identical to the parents, and such type of offsprings, they are being known as the clones. So mode of asexual reproductions, it is common among single-celled organisms, in the plants, animals with a simple organization. You must have known the diversity of your 11th class, Protista, Monera, that is bacteria, amoeba, protozoa, in which the parent cell divides to give rise to the new individual. And this organism, these organisms, the cell division itself is a mode of reproduction. So sometimes a question may come, you have to give the example of those particular organisms in which the cell division is itself is a mode of reproduction, and here you have to give the answer, that is a Protista and Monera. This is very important question. The first mode of reproduction is binary fission. As the fission means division, means splitting up of the one cell into two cells, and that is the splitting of parental cells into two daughter cells which will grow into the adult, and that is the process is known as the binary fission. And the example are bacteria, protozoans like amoeba and paramecium. As you can see in this particular figure, the first, that is the amoeba. First, the nuclei of amoeba, they start showing the splitting. Two nuclei are being formed. followed by the division of the cytoplasm, and then the two daughter new cells are being formed. As the amoeba is not having a regular shape, that's why the formation of two daughter cells may or may not be equal. The second is sporulation. Sporulation is a dark mode of reproduction which is again shown by the amoeba, but during the unfavorable conditions. Unfavorable conditions, during that time amoeba will form the hard covering, and the meaning of that hard covering is known as a cyst, and the process is known as encystation. So amoeba usually shows the mode of reproduction that is binary fission, but during the unfavorable conditions they will form the hard covering that is known as the encystation, and during that covering they will form the number of the amoebae. They burst out and comes out with the number of the daughter amoebae. The process is known as the sporulation. Next is budding. You must be very much familiar with the budding. Budding can be shown by two particular organisms. One is yeast, another is hydra. Yeast is known as a unicellular fungi, and hydra is also having a simple organization. They will show a small bud-like structure from the parent that will divide, that will grow, detach from the parent, and then they separately form and grow into the new individual. In both the diagrams you can see in the hydra they will form a bulb-like structure, they will detach from the parent and then grow into the new individual. Same is in the yeast, they will form a chain of the buds, they will separate and develop into the new individual. Next is fragmentation. Fragmentation is again shown by the very simple cell organization that is a spirogyra. When they will attain a definite filament-like structure, then they will divide into the pieces. Each piece will develop into the new individual. The process is known as, or the mode of asexual reproduction is known as fragmentation. This is very important and very much, you can say, the new thing for the 12th class, that is the member of the kingdom fungi and simple plants like algae. They reproduce by a special asexual unit, and that is being known as your spore formation. Number 1 is zoospores, number 2 is conidia, number 3 is gemule. Spores are basically, they are being formed in one sac-like structure. So first one is your zoospores. As it is being shown, that is, they are endogenously produced. Endogenously means they are being inside some sac-like structure. And unicellular, naked, motile with 2 or more flagellas. Conidia is non-motile. So conidia is again a asexual unit. Non-motile spores produce exogenously from the tip of special hyphae called as conidiophore. The example is Penicillia. Third one is gemmules, that is internal asexual units of the bud, that is called as the gemmule. The example is sponges. They will release and show the germination. I will show you the pictures and I will explain once again with you. First picture is of zoospores. You can see that is the example is Calamidomus is there. They are showing the flagellas over there. They are inside the particular sac-like structures that is called as the geosporangium, which is being known as the parental cells. Then they come out. They are motile, unicellular, naked, and form the new organism. Second picture is showing that is of the Penicillia, that is exogenously, that is conidia on the particular hyphae known as the conidiophores. They will fall on a suitable substratum. Suitable substratum matlab on the favorable conditions, and then they develop into the new Penicillium. The third is the picture of your gemmules, that is internal. You can see the asexual units are there. When they mature, they will burst out and they comes out during the germination, forms the new individual. The example is only one, that is known as sponges. So these all are the mode of reproductions which are shown in some simple organisms as well as in some animals of a low level. But you must have known about the plants. Plant again shows the two types of the reproductions. One is sexual and another is asexual. But in plants, asexual mode of reproduction is being known as the vegetative propagation, because the plants they are having are some vegetative parts, that is roots, stems or leaves. And when these particular parts they are giving you the new organism, such type of reproduction is being known as the vegetative propagation, and root, leaf and stems they are known as the propagules, that is known as the vegetative propagules. So they are given a number of the examples and with the propagules. For example, we are having a first example, that is the bulbil of agave. So the bulbil is being known as a vegetative propagule, which will forms the new organism of agave. We are having the runner, the example is oxalis. So the runner is the vegetative propagule by which the new oxalis are going to be formed. Similarly, the offset is the vegetative propagule by which you are getting the new water hyacinth or the pistia. Similarly, the leaf buds are the propagules, and that is the example of bryophyllum. Potato, as you must be knowing, they are having some eyes which are being known as the nodes, by which some buds are coming out which are known as the adventitious buds, and they are giving you the new potato, and that is tuber. The eye of the tuber is the vegetative propagule of the potato. Rhizome is the vegetative propagule of the ginger. Bulb is the vegetative propagule of the onion and the garlic. So we can again repeat: the vegetative propagule of your oxalis is the runner, agave is the bulbil, water hyacinth offset, rhizome ginger, tuber of eye, that is your potato, bulb is onion or the garlic, and the leaf bud is of the bryophyllum. Because this is again very important question, they can give you the example, you have to write about the vegetative propagule, or they give you the vegetative propagule, you have to give the examples. Students, these are few review questions related with the topic we have discussed. Go through them, try to solve them. If any query, you can contact me in the next session. Thank you.